Welcome to sportsbookreview.com. I'm Flash, and it's time for the Bundesliga, normally the home of goals. Last week, it was unders near enough all the way across the board. Some teams we went for, like Gladbach, and then they go to Italy and put on an absolute show. How that they draw and they let us down. It's just been one of them. Well, it's been a culmination of like a few weeks. Now, if you like this video, then please subscribe, press the button and ring the bell. And if it is your first time, then come in the chat. You are our third guest and tell us, hey, hi, what are your fancies? Also, press the link in the description. That will send you over to the articles where there's parlays and they're wrote by Alex, by Tan, by Dave, and by Martin, and all of our other experts in every other field that we cover with SBR. Now, I've got Alex with me. We're hoping to have Tan with us. But the big thing with Tan is, I understand he's waiting on his cleaning lady to send him over his picks for this week's Bundesliga card. So he can't come on because he's not ready. How can he not be ready when an hour and a half ago he was doing the Serie A show? It's listen, make sure you give him plenty stick on the chat. Do not let him get away with this sort of behaviour. And we now know that the cleaning lady is obviously in the background giving him his tips. Alex, Bundesliga, it wasn't a whole host of goals last week.
I think that he didn't found his Bayern Munich hat thing, you know, because of course that he has to wear it every time when we're talking about it. But I hear him in the background.
I hear him as well.
You know? Oh my God. His background is looking very poor because he's on his iPad right now.
He had a malfunction, so I
that old chestnut. Malfunction. We know that the cleaning lady was on the real screen saying, right, Tan, do this, do this.
She didn't send the tips in time, so I don't know what to say, really. But maybe, don't know, but maybe about last week was good. No, I really don't know how it was last week.
It was one of those where we hit the post really, because obviously we went with Gladbach to win and Gladbach over 1.5, and they go, and then all of a sudden they just took their foot off the gas, or the concentration went. But I watched
Leverkusen and over 1.5. We thought that Hoffenheim will score against Dortmund, and we see plenty of goals there. Who else? Eintracht Frankfurt away in Koln. Some crazy results last week, but this is why we always have a new week, and it's crazy how Schalke won their first point of the season against Union Berlin. But I think that this is the first time since, I don't know, 10 years ago or maybe more than that, that the gap in the Revier derby between Dortmund and Schalke, which is the most important derby in Bundesliga, oh my God, the gap is so considerable, so big. I think that Dortmund should be able to destroy Schalke here, coming after that disappointing result against Lazio.
But let's see what happened. What happened in the last week? Show us, tell us, Flash. Make us learn how good or how bad we have been.
Fabian, can we have a little look at the records, please? Okay, Alex is there at plus 113. Tancredi at plus 320. Oh, sorry. Tancredi's cleaning lady is there at plus 320. Flash at minus 475. But that just goes well with the Premier League. Roll on the La Liga and Serie A. And Parlay got off to a good start, and we've had 3 losing weeks, but it's still only at 0.95. But I fancy this week and a total of minus 1.37. So we're just treading in like a bit of sand at the moment. But I fancy this week we are going to absolutely smash it. I've even got a 3-team parlay as one of my official picks. Now, let's move straight on then. Let's come to you, Alex. We're going to go with Stuttgart at plus 100, draw plus 270, and Cologne at plus 240. Cologne, Schalke equal Werder of last year.
Yeah, it's crazy with this Koln side. This is why it's most impressive because they kept Eintracht Frankfurt to a 1-1 draw last week. On the other side, we have Stuttgart. They are playing football, and impressively, after just 4 rounds, they are fifth in the table there with 7 points, 2 wins, 1 draw, and 1 defeat. I think that this is a game with goals. You will not see many times a week like last week in Germany with not so many goals. So I think that we'll see. I think that the Alex Classic is on the cards here. Both teams to score and the over 2.5 goals at 1.8 for this match.
Okay, 1.8. I'm not complicating it. I'm going with Stuttgart to win, Tam, because Stuttgart, as we said last week, we're coming for you. And they went away from home and they picked up the 3 points. And against Cologne, I can see Stuttgart winning and both teams scoring. I can see this easily being a 2-1 to the home side.
Look, the both teams scoring, I don't know, because I was a bit surprised by what happened in the last round. So I want to understand if it is a path in Bundesliga or was really just once in a while. But Stuttgart win totally. The odds, as you can see, plus 100 are very decent enough. And Stuttgart has been decent enough, while Koln instead grabbed some points, but it's just the beginning. And see, Stuttgart are going on their track. And honestly, when I saw the plus 100, I said, wow. I wasn't expecting so high. So not only with that, but it is also part of my top 5 picks.
Yeah, they're riding the crest of a wave. But the thing for me is they have no fear. They're almost like, right, this is the way that if we're going to survive in this league, and we've been away from it for a few years, then we have got to be so positive, confident, and together. And they're taking all before, and plus 100, don't complicate it. And maybe even both teams to score in the over. I fancy that 1.8 as well. Now, Bayern, minus 700, draw plus 700, and Frankfurt at plus 1,200, Tan. Where's that hat?
It's here. It's here. In some way, we could find it. Wait, I will place in the right position because the Bayern perfect tactics deserve a perfect at positioning. It's always getting, and it's even getting even more difficult always to find the value in Bayern games. Also because see how they trashed Atletico. Really, with Hoffenheim was. Once in a while, but especially it was because it was Hoffenheim, and Hoffenheim are really one of the maybe 3 or 4 teams that can hold Bayern but playing at home. Not Eintracht, who are on still. I mean, they are not exactly. I'm not really entertained by Eintracht. Seems like they are going for a more, I would say, wise attitude. But there is just too much of this Bayern. And yesterday it has confirmed that 4-0 to Atletico in an easy way. It's true that they have lost Gnabry, but look, they place Coman in the same position, bam, nothing changing. So the only value I was able to find in this was in Bayern ahead half-time and full-time, which is approximately 1.60 European odds. By the way, I have a own rule. No. Let me tell. Then you tell me if it is a rule I have to cancel. My own rule is never suggesting something that is below 1.50 European odds. It is a too low bar, or is it good enough?
Okay, fair enough.
1.50 is good enough. Fair enough.
Alex, yeah, of course it's good enough. A winners are good enough. Listen, I'm with you. I've gone with Bayern minus 1.5 on the Asian handicap, but I've not done it in a single. I've done it in a 3-team parlay as an official bet. Alex.
Well, you can say that Bayern are the most, let's say, not. We are not talking about consistency. We are talking about unity, and we are talking about completeness of play, and we are talking about how many stars they are inside that team, but basically they are not acting like stars. When they lose the ball, the gap between the strikers and the midfield and the defenders is very short, and you will see Lewandowski coming to help at the back. You saw yesterday from where Kingsley Coman left to score that goal, defending at the back, and with 2 passes. They were very smart because they knew that Atletico Madrid will pressure when they lose the ball, with 3-4 coming on the player with the ball, and directly Müller with that absolutely amazing pass found Kingsley Coman, and he went and he did his magic again. Or like the best midfielder in the world, in my opinion, right now, Kimmich, that does that, recuperates that ball and directly passes on the diagonal to Kingsley Coman there. This is pure, I don't know, high class, everything. It's a great chemistry between the players, no matter who is playing. They have some problems with coronavirus. Nabri, for example, is out. But come on, they destroyed, they trashed Atletico Madrid, with whom they were saying, many people were saying that that result against Barcelona was a lie because they caught Barcelona in the worst time. And they say, okay, let's see them against Atletico Madrid. Boom, 4 goals. Against whom do you want to see them? Against Getafe? Against whom do you want to see them, play? Because they will perform, they will follow the same style. Doesn't matter with whom they will play against. Just amazing. And if you see this result against the most organized defensive side in Europe, Atletico Madrid, that means that they should easily win Champions League this season. And it was a question yesterday on Twitter, who do you think that is at their level right now? Well, nobody is at their level right now. Not even Liverpool is at their level, not even City, not even, okay, let's not even talk about Juventus or other kind of teams that are showing how poor they are at the start of the season. It's like they never finished it last season and they look even better this season. This is absolutely amazing, and it's very important to have the calm. Their coach is the calm factor in between them, and the way that he's organizing so many stars all together tells us that he's an absolutely impressive coach, because this is very difficult to do, But coming on this match, I see a high-scoring affair, Bayern, and over 3.5 goals in the match at 1.88.
Yeah, it's decent that. 1.88. Bayern would have to have a bad day not to be scoring at least 3 or 4 themselves. But I've gone with Bayern. Minus 1.5 on the Asian handicap. Mainz is our next game at plus 420, draw plus 330, and Gladbach minus 130. You look at the game last week, you say Gladbach, no, that price is not right. You see them in midweek, and they go away from home and they find a style. Alex, Gladbach at minus 130 against the main side. Is it both teams to score? No.
Or you can say also that is under 2.5 or under, I don't know, under 3 goals at 1.92, because even that is in play. Mainz is showing us that they are struggling to find the back of the net in Bundesliga. They failed to find the back of the net against Union Berlin and against Leverkusen. Okay, they had their chances against Leverkusen, and I have to give them because Leverkusen, I was thinking that Leverkusen will score more than 1 goal against them. But against Gladbach, Champions League, week in and week out, I'm afraid, both teams to score might be in play, but the odds are very, very low at 1.61. Even a Gladbach win at 1.65 appears to be very, very low. If Gladbach were around 1.8, I would take them, but at 1.65, I will not touch them.
Okay, what about you, Tan? Do you like Gladbach, the visitors? They seem to play better on the road. They can hit on the counter. But as if a side actually comes out, and Mainz don't normally come out. So maybe Gladbach and over 1.5, is that stretching it?
No, your tactical view is right. And I believe that yesterday against Inter, when they clinched the draw, they played a better game in this start of the season. But again, what's happening? It's in the middle of Champions League. Gladbach definitely is paying back that effort to hold the draw. The game finished at the very last minute with Inter that scored that drew at 89th minute. And Gladbach are receiving Real Madrid next week. And they have a concrete chance. They have a concrete chance there in the group.
Yeah.
So look, this is not part of my top 5 picks because you asked me yesterday and I had to give the pick before the game. So, okay, I won't ruin the graphics. I will just stick with that. But I will change what I thought because I was thinking about Gladbach to win. Instead, no, it's time. I don't know how it is in German. If someone in the chat can let us know how it is in German. But it's time for some time madness in Bundesliga as well. And I say here, Mainz, bottom of the table, 0 points so far. I say Mainz to win a plus 420 against Gladbach. If
wow,
now,
that's an official?
If not now, when? Gladbach are 11th in the league. Mainz can't lose all the game. And for sure, the more they lose, the more they want to come out. And Gladbach are completely distracted by what happened yesterday and what will happen after. So
like Mainz double chance?
No, I go with Mainz. Of course, double chance is very good to take because should be very high anyway. Should be 2.0 European odds from what I see more or less. But
okay,
here,
so is that official?
I say Mainz, the time madness, Mainz to win plus 420.
Okay, am I putting that on your record?
Yes, of course.
Right.
But I should tell you in place of which. Just put it in place. Okay, let's try. Let's risk. Just put it in place of Werder Hoffenheim that we will see later.
Okay, well, when we get to it, I'll put a line through it. So everyone else that's watching, that we are going to go in Mainz at plus 420. Not so sure myself. But listen, I'm sure about the next game. Tan, I'll stay with you. Leipzig, minus 210. Draw, plus 400. And Hertha at plus 600. If you saw the thumbnail for this show a few days ago, I put on Angelino. Did you see him? He scores 2. He's meant to be a defender.
Just think that in my fantasy football, at the very last moment, I signed Gosens in place of Angelino. Just imagine how angry I could have been. Look, Hertha is going to be hurt.
I love
because Leipzig is going to hurt Hertha a lot. See how smoothly they went through in Champions League? It wasn't not only the goals of Angelino. We have learned a Leipzig in the last year that was like shocking, breaking, coming out. Now they are in the next level, a bit like Atalanta. They are controlling. They have composure. They are not... and that actually is that step when you go through be an outsider, an underdog, to be a reliable competitor. Leipzig are playing this game at home as the top of the table. And the more time is passing, the more they are feeling fit in this. And they have a group where, anyway, they can sit from watching from this 2-0. That is a very good position after what happened in PSG, Manchester United. So I think when I see minus 210, I just say take Leipzig to win and not complicated it.
Yeah, minus 210 then, yeah?
Yeah.
So that's under that minus 150 that you were talking about is your ceiling.
No, really? Because yesterday when I took it, it was 1.50 exactly.
There you go, Alex. He's at it again. He's getting all his money on before he announces. Leipzig,
No,
Hertha, Alex.
if it's dropping, it's not my fault. It's one. Look, I don't show you the bookmaker. But it's minus 0.50 in.
Okay, so you're getting plus two. You're getting minus 200.
Around 1.45 right now.
Yeah, I find 1.50. I swear, 1.50. Okay.
No, 1.45.
It was yesterday. Yes, he's right at 1.5, and today is at 1.45.
That's because of Angelino.
Yeah, not only because of Angelino, but let's say also because of Upamecano. I think that he's the best young defender in Europe right now, and Liverpool are desperately trying to sign either him, either Koulibaly from Napoli, but Dayot Upamecano is absolutely a beast. 64% of challenges won, 70% of air challenges won, fast, talented, smart. Nobody passes him. This is why he's helping RB Leipzig defense, and RB Leipzig. This is why they just conceded 2 goals right now in 4 matches. They are the best defense. You wouldn't expect that. But they are very organized, and they have also Angelino. But let's give also to other players. They have Dani Olmo, that he came from Dinamo Zagreb, that he started to earn some caps in the Spanish team. He's very young, very talented. We talked about him last year when Dinamo Zagreb were playing in the European Cups. The others, of course, they have Forsberg, Poulsen. They still need. I still think that they will need some extra help there in the attack with some. I don't know how. Yes, you can feel that Werner was the real striker. Was the star there. I think it's tough for them to find someone like Werner, but. From their coach to the last players, they are united. They are playing like a team, let's say. And on the other side, we have Hertha, and Hertha who started good 4-1 against Werder Bremen. But if you remember, I think that you had that bet, Hertha to beat Werder Bremen in that round 1. But after that, 3 defeats in a row. 7 goals conceded in 3 matches. I think that because of the Champions League, I will not go so great on this one, but I prefer RB Leipzig to win and under 4.5 goals at even money at 2.0, because I don't see them trashing Hertha. I see the type of game that they will go up, because we always talk about how proactive they are at the beginning of the match, and how they want to make their life easier for the entire match. And after that, I think that they will try to be smart and move the ball around and try to close everything, 1-0, and that's it. We done deal, 3 points, go on, secure that first spot. So RB Leipzig and under 4.5 at 2.1.
Yeah, dominate midfield. They're so comfortable in midfield. They're patient. They've got good movement. And that's why they're getting so many different goal scorers. It's because they're all timing their runs so well and they're being picked out. Okay, so it's Leipzig all the way for us. Now, Union at plus 130. Draw plus 240. Freiburg plus 225. I don't mind the odd pass, by the way. Alex?
Yeah, you don't mind the pass, but you don't mind also a home win, I will say, in this one. Union, I think that they are the team to play when they are playing at home. Yes, despite being without, we know the real story with COVID, no fans and stuff, but they show some ambitions. They're playing some football. They growed since last year. And on the other side, Freiburg, that I'm not impressed with them. That 1-1 draw against Werder Bremen was, I don't know. Werder Bremen could have clinched the 3 points there, with if they were a bit luckier. So yeah, Union Berlin at 2.25, a lean just in that game, not official pick.
Okay, what about you, Tan? Are you going to go with the home side?
Yeah, totally. It's 1 point plus 1.30 Union to win. It's not part of my top 5 picks, but anyway, very good odds. Union are growing in confidence. It's not that I struggle to understand still what kind of teams Freiburg are. Ups and downs, unreliable, and it is true that the home factor is different with the COVID measures, but it's still allowed part of the crowd. And at Union Berlin, you feel it.
You hear it also. You hear it also.
You feel it and hear it. So plus, it's particularly good plus 130 to be shadowed. It's a bit of a risk, so it's not in my top 5 picks.
Yeah, it's one of those that if you're going to play, it's Union Berlin or nothing.
Sorry?
So basically, if you're going to play in this game, if anyone wants to play in this game, it's the home side or nothing.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for the synthesis.
No worries, I'll sort it all out in the end. Dortmund minus 400, draw plus 600, and Schalke at plus 1400. Dortmund, they engineered their own downfall for me in midweek against Lazio. They helped Lazio just get themselves in front. The confidence just come flooding back. But I expect them to bounce back here against probably one of the worst sides we've seen in the Bundesliga for many a year, Tan.
Decades, centuries, even before Bundesliga existed. It's sad to see a Ruhr derby so uneven. It's true that Schalke is under Borussia Dortmund heel from many years since already, a decade since Jurgen Klopp time, so we can date back to 2010. But still, anyway, they were fighting between mid-table and the higher part of table, Europa League spot, definitely. Sometimes entering Champions League spot, never they were so low since Schalke became a thing, so mid of 90s. The only hope they could have is that Borussia Dortmund would come back satisfied from Rome, and that is not happening. So I totally expect a bounce back. I was already expecting, and now even more. The only value I found is on Borussia Dortmund half-time, full-time, which I think is in European odds 1.60.
Okay, you're saying that's value. Well, Daniel Worcester, he's on his lunch break, by the way, enjoying himself. I think he said from Miami. Dortmund nice. And over 2.5.
Did you vote? Did you vote in Miami? Okay, sorry, I was asking if you voted. Sorry.
That's all right, but that's value for you.
I made a mistake. I made a mistake on this game when I sent it to you. It was from another. It was from another game. So my selection, I have it on my top picks, but my selection is not the one that you have it on the graphics.
Oh, okay.
I really think that yes, the gap between the quality of the players and about in form, even form wise, even with that defeat against Lazio, I think that the gap is huge, and I think that because this is a derby and this most important match in Germany with a great history, no really matter where the two teams are in the standings, So and plus on the plus side, Dortmund coming after this defeat in Champions League and trying to bounce back like Tan said, because next week on Wednesday they are hosting Zenit and it's a must win also that. After this game against Lazio, I think that Dortmund total team goals over 2.5 at 1.8. So that means Dortmund to score 3 on their own at least.
Okay, yeah, I think Dortmund win by a 2-goal margin, and that's the third leg of my 1-unit parlay. I've gone with Dortmund, Leipzig, and Bayern.
I mean, we talked about it before the show. Also against Lazio, Dortmund had many chances, but this is what they are doing all the time. They are missing golden opportunity after golden opportunity. They had 7 shots on goals. They created well, but Lazio were smart and they closed the gaps good. that doesn't mean that the same will happen with Schalke. You cannot compare the two matches, Even against Lazio, Dortmund could have scored 3 on their own. So this is why we have to take in consideration the value and the fact. And on the plus side, everybody knows this is the biggest match. So this is where they have to put some... let's not forget that 2 years ago, Schalke made them lose the Bundesliga when they beat them on the Revier Derby, and they lost the 3 points, and like that they lost the title in Bundesliga. So it should be reason after reason after reason for Dortmund to destroy Schalke.
Okay, yeah, and the answer is no, Daniel, we don't. And Mavano...
What we don't?
He didn't vote yet. Go to vote.
Yeah, and also Mavano's asking if that's my parlay or our parlay. It's actually my personal selection that will be up there at the end, and it is self-explanatory, so just enjoy. Now, Wolfsburg, minus 130, draw plus 300, Bielefeld at plus 425, Alex.
Yes, this is a part of my top tips. Crazy how it sounds playing this Armenia side. But I think that Wolfsburg are right now unreliable. 4 draws. And imagine that last week we talked about a Bundesliga team with 1 goal scored and 1 conceded in 3 matches. Now they drawed once again 1-1 against Gladbach. Yes, okay, let's say give them what it is because they were smart to keep Gladbach to a 1-1 draw. Okay, but one match doesn't seem like the other match. Like you said, Gladbach, what they did last week and how they performed against Inter. On the other side, we have Armenia, nothing to lose in this one. Coming after that 4-1 defeat against Bayern Munich. Okay, Bayern Munich, they scored against Bayern Munich. They shouldn't have, because Bayern Munich were on a training session. Or they could have scored 10. If they wanted to score 10 against Armenia, they would have scored 10. Like that it is. This is the reality. But be careful, because this type of games, last time you took Bayern to win both halves. I told you, no, stick with yours, Bayern over 3.5. Because if they score in the first half many, in the second half, they will try to play it smart. They have Champions
League. Was that Birdie who gave us that one last week? And I gave Okay. So just make sure that you out Birdie there. Okay, so...
But you took it, I'm going with both teams to score at 1.8. Probably another draw. So Wolfsburg is their chance to beat someone in this one. But Armenia, they didn't play it bad against Bayern, They parked the bus and, okay, let's see if we cannot concede, if we are able not to concede 7-8, They conceded 4. Okay, they are happy with the 4. Let's go on to the next level. So both teams to score for me at 1.8.
Okay, Tan, do you see Armenia? I mean, listen, you're going a bit Tan madness this week. So do you see Armenia getting maybe the double chance here?
Excuse me, we talked about Dortmund Schalke. You didn't ask Tan about
I did. I talked before you about Dortmund.
Okay.
Oh my God! I tell you what, I've got more Chiefs than I've got Indians at the minute. You two.
You're talking NFL now?
Yeah, and I put them in a double with Bayern.
Major League, with India's Major League. Look, I already gave 2 10 Madness this week, 1 for each show. So after 3 months drought, so let's not get carried away. Now, this pick is not part of my top 5, and I almost regret it, because it's something so unusual for Germany. Wolfsburg, 4 games played, 4 times out of 4 under 2.5 goals. Armenia Bielefeld, 4 games played, 3 out of 4 under 2.5 goals. It's the way they are. Wolfsburg, not exactly nice to watch. Bielefeld, a different team, that don't have so much firepower, but very solid and intense. 7 times, so out of 8, came out under 2.5 goals.
And let's say that the eighth one was against Bayern Munich, so it was normal to be open.
Exactly. And what are the odds of bookmakers on under 2.5 goals? You would expect low. It's 2.0 European odds. Very, very high. Because anyway, considering that it is Bundesliga, bookmakers always, when it is Bundesliga, they start from a lower standard of odds on the over 2.5 goals. And for Ligue 1, for example, they start on a higher standard for over 2.5 goals, because the league stats on goals scored are in Bundesliga are the highest, and in Ligue 1 are the lowest. We talk about the top 5 European leagues. So that's the reason. But normally, it's absolutely wrong to give those odds to this game. So maybe I'm regretting not putting the top 5 picks, but 2.0 European odds on over 2.5 goals, it is absolutely a risk worth to take.
Okay, before we move on to the next game, Ibrahim says that Flash blew up the parlay last week by picking Gladbach against both of their wishes. Well, in fact, all three of us agreed on Gladbach. Flash blew it up because he went with Birdie, and it was Bayern to win both halves. Again, don't mind you throwing hand grenades at me, but make sure that they're correct.
Oh my God! As we are talking right now, I'm seeing Napoli's 11 against AZ Alkmaar. The starting 11 with Osimhen, Politano, Mertens, Lozano.
Yes, 8 out of 11 is the starting 11. As I told you, Gattuso was considering to do only free transition. I was thinking that maybe he could do more, but he stick to that.
Okay, so just everyone there, as we're live and you are in the chat, so it's a bit of a bonus for you. Steam into Napoli because we fancy them very, very strong, and you're only going to get that because you're watching it live. So 53 of you've got your chance to go and cash in on Napoli. Now, Werder plus 200, draw plus 275, and Hoffenheim at plus 130. I think both teams to score has got to be a moral here, Tan.
Yes, totally. Werder were there to play always, and they are always there. This is the typical Bundesliga game with both teams scoring. I would go more on over 2.5 goals. In fact, it was part of my top 5 picks before being scrapped away for the 10 madness. Sorry, but the gesture always come with the sentence. Just is written all over that, the typical Bundesliga game of with goals. Anyway, Hoffenheim on the road are always looking to win with entertainment. So just go with that.
Okay.
Yeah, they want to win with entertainment, but the problem is that I don't think that they will win this time around with entertainment because
I'm not saying they will win. I'm not saying that. But that attitude is favoring the over 2.5 goals, or as Flash is saying, both teams to score. I go more than the over 2.5.
Yeah, I mean, and I favour. Listen, Charles, I agree with what Charles is saying. He's saying that Bremen did not train today. They will not train before the game. And Hoffer on fire. Well, I mean, yeah, it's been a little bit toothless.
That's a good one.
But I mean, yeah, I like Hoffenheim if I had to pick one. But I think both teams will score. Alex.
Here, my problem is that we will not see many goals because Kramaric is missing, who scored 6 goals from Hoffenheim's 8 goals. He has coronavirus, and some other players from Hoffenheim. Werder Bremen didn't train. I don't know what are the teams that they will put up on the pitch, both teams. So I would stay away from this game totally. If it is to play something, I think that I would rather play the under 3 on the Asian handicap, which is at 1.95 right now. I don't see many goals scored in this one. I think that both teams will be very happy with the draw given the conditions with the coronavirus.
Okay, well, we've got the last game of the day before we go through and find out the picks and the two-team parlay. And it's Leverkusen minus 150, draw plus 320, and Augsburg at plus 450. Alex, is it me, or do we just seem to get great value if you want to go with Augsburg every week?
Yeah, they are considered the underdogs, like week in and week out if they are playing the big names. And but right now Leverkusen are not impressed. I'm not impressed by Leverkusen. Yes, they won against Mainz. I was expecting them to score more, at least one goal more. Yes, we knew that they will win because they were very unlucky in the last three matches where they drawed. I think that Augsburg is the kind of team that they will give big headaches to the top 5, top 6 there. So yeah, why not to throw something there with both teams to score and over 2.5. Probably Augsburg will find the back of the net against Leverkusen. At the end of the day, I think that Leverkusen will win, but they will not do it at more than 1 goal difference, So you can also play in an accumulator bet Augsburg plus 1.5 at 1.5. Or the square thing, the ones that the people that loves small odds, they can take that directly because it's at 1.5.
Yeah, I mean, I was so close, and I've done this a couple of times over the last few years when it looks like this type of game, and it's Leverkusen -1 the tie. So basically, it's Leverkusen to win by 1 goal. Tan?
I go with the easy, straight squirrel win at minus 150 Leverkusen because, they are finding this life after Kai Havertz and is taking time for them. But
you can put there 1.62 right now.
Yeah, they are drifting.
See, it's a good one. But they've been able to pull out a cat from the box so far, because the only time that Leipzig stopped was when they played at home Leverkusen. And it was the only game that Leverkusen played at home. Leverkusen had 1 at home and 3 away so far. And still they are staying close to the top. Augsburg are the surprise, but see, the only time they were on their place, Leverkusen played more or less close to what they were. And I think they can be in some way similar to that.
And you can also have to think that they are playing right now in 20 minutes against Nice in Europa League, and they're playing 9 of their 11 starting players.
Yeah, the big thing is, though, with Alex, we've said how well they're playing without. I mean, some of the chances they missed. I mean, Schlick with his header, honest to God, how he misses that, I do not know. And he gets us what we want last week with the win and over 1.5. They are going to score 3 or 4 goals in a game. Whether it's this one, I just do not know. Now, can we have the selections up, please, Fab? Here we go. Here's our selections this week. Leipzig, an under 4.5 at plus 100 for Alex. Bayern, an over 3.5, minus 115. Wolfsburg, both teams to score, minus 125. Stuttgart, Alex Classic at minus 125. And Dortmund to win, an under 4.5 goals at minus 1.
That is wrong. It's Dortmund, total team goals over 2.5 at 1.
Oh, that's the one you've changed, is it?
Yes. No, excellent. I didn't change it. I did a mistake when I sent it to you.
Oh, okay, yes. So what you
sent me was not only you is doing mistakes, every day.
No problem. I like mistakes. It means you're human. But I like the fact that you're making mistakes at the same time as me. Bayern, half-time, full-time, minus 135. Dortmund, half-time, full-time, minus 135. That squirrel coming out. Leipzig, minus 225.
Yeah, but it's wrong. The odds are wrong.
Oh, well, it would be wrong, wouldn't it? But it wasn't wrong when you sent it to me. Stuttgart, plus 100. and the Werder, an over 2.5 goals.
No,
we are putting a line through that. That is not there, okay? The one that is there
is the Tan Madness, Mainz to win against Gladbach at plus 1,500. I don't know.
420. So Mainz to win at plus 420 instead of Werder. So listen, I mean, you could do Werder and over 2.5. No, just over 2.5 goals in the game, not Werder to win. It's just about, listen, he's going with Mainz. I will take that off his record. And mine is Stuttgart plus 100. And then my free team parlay at plus 340, which is Bayern to win minus 1.5 Asian handicap, Dortmund minus 1.5 Asian handicap, and Leipzig to win and over 1.5. I really like that parlay. Now, 2-team parlay to go through to the European and obviously to bump us up in the Bundesliga. Lads, what do we want? Tan, give me one, please.
Just one for the parlay. So I just say Bayern half-time, full-time.
Bayern half-time, full-time. Alex?
Yeah, I think that one is okay. Bayern half-time, full-time with Dortmund half-time, full-time.
Okay, that's exactly what we're going to do then, everybody. It's Bayern half-time, full-time, and it's Dortmund half-time, full-time. That's our 2-team parlay that's going to go through with La Liga, Bundesliga, Serie A, and the Premier League.
How much you are on the Premier League? -9, you said? More -8.7, right?
8.7.
Okay.
I'm going to win this weekend though, because I've got a few nice ones. Okay, make sure you enjoy them. Tomorrow it is La Liga, and just to give you advance notice for the next few weeks, Mondays is Champions League and Europa League. It will be with Alex and Tan and Alex and Martin. Go and enjoy the games. Have a great weekend. Thank you very much to everybody in the chat. Thank you, Alex. Thanks for turning up in the end, Tan.
In the end.
And thank you to our friends.
Cleaning lady all of our love and tell her to keep the winners coming. Everyone, you take care.
Thank you.
Ciao.